Good afternoon. We are here at Primavera Pro. Really excited to be here with Gold Class. Good afternoon, Adam. How are you doing?
Very well. How are you?
Very good, mate. Good to have you on this beautiful sunny day.
It's very beautiful in Barcelona right now. Yeah.
Not bad. I mean, where have you just come from before Barcelona?
We spent a couple of days coming from Antwerp. We played with an Australian band called Pond. Do you know them?
Fantastic.
Kind of Tame Impala related band from Perth. It was a cool show. It was really nice to hang out with those guys and have a nice relaxing drive down through France, down to Barcelona. Yeah.
Lovely. Now, I mean, there's a bit of an Australian invasion of talent going on. What's brought that on, do you think?
There's a lot of us over here. The summer, probably.
Is the beer better?
The beer is definitely better, yeah. Belgium, you have to watch out for the beer. But it's nice to see so many people around. We've been able to hang out with some friends,
Nice.
meet some new people as well. Yeah.
Now, had you been to Spain before?
Not with the band, no. I've been to Barcelona for a couple of days once myself, but a while ago, just traveling around. So it's nice to have a reason to come back.
Sure.
I didn't remember it being so busy, but Primavera is probably the reason for that as well, I imagine.
Now, take us back in time. Where are you from, actually?
I'm from Queensland. The band is from Melbourne, but no one in the band is actually really from Melbourne anymore. Logan, who just joined the band, is from New Zealand. John's from Perth and Tasmania. Evan is from Geelong, which is about an hour away from Melbourne. Yeah.
And what brought you guys together?
A few of us, so John and Evan and I were working in a bar together. And I mean, that was pretty much it. That's how we met. Working in a bar that had lots of live music playing, and we were seeing lots of bands. John was already in a band. Mark, who has just left the band, who was drumming, was friends with Evan. And Evan, Mark and I were all kind of studying creative writing at the same time, or had, overlapping as well. So sort of had similar interests, I guess. And it was, mostly just Evan who got everyone together. He'd had some guitar ideas that he was mucking around with, and we just started writing songs together.
Fantastic. Now, is Evan the creative energy behind the band, or do you share that role, do you think?
We write everything together now. I mean, we always have done, but sort of straight after that, once he had like a few sort of just guitar riffs and stuff that he was playing around with, the whole idea was just for everyone to be in a room together to write and to be responsible for their own instruments and to do their own thing, really. I kind of like the idea that everyone sort of gets their own space creatively, I guess, and takes responsibility for their own thing. And, you have to make it work into a song, I guess, but it sort of just makes it more interesting to me that everyone sort of gets to be themselves in a band and isn't sort of told what to do. Yeah.
And any particular musical influences on you?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, I have pretty broad tastes, I suppose. I sort of grew up listening to a lot of punk music, but mostly nowadays I listen to lots of like hip hop and pop music and stuff like that as well. So, not really. I mean, mostly I'm kind of interested in rhythms when it comes to vocals and just kind of how the rhythms work, like the vocal rhythms work around the bass and drum rhythms, and then Evan sort of gets to do his own sort of guitar thing over the top of all of that. We don't really talk about other bands or styles or anything like that.
Yeah, because some people in the press have described you as post-punk. Is that accurate, do you think?
We get it a lot. I don't mind it at all, and I like a lot of post-punk music. And I understand it because it's very rhythmically based, and and it has a bit of a darkness to it as well, I guess. But it's not something that we call ourselves, but everyone's going to call you something, and that's definitely something you learn when you start a band. Everyone has their own references for you, and I understand that. That's completely fine. Yeah.
Now, as a performer, do you love more being on stage in front of the crowd, or do you prefer being in the studio?
Probably on stage. I think I prefer writing the songs in the first place. But it's been a funny tour, this one, because I think we weren't really playing shows very much while we were writing the album. And the album feels like a really cohesive kind of piece of work, and especially for me lyrically. So it's been a kind of tour of figuring out how to do that physically as well, and I don't know, do justice to the songs, I suppose, in a way that's different to what the last album was. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, being on tour can be grueling. I mean, even today, you're singing twice today.
Yeah, we're playing twice today.
Is that quite tough?
It can be. Touring's not a natural thing to do. We don't really get to do it very much in Australia because there aren't many places to play. You know, it's mostly just one-off shows in different cities. But it's nice to get out on the road and to figure out what it is actually like to play so many shows day after day, and what you then want to do. I think that's kind of what I've been realizing on this tour is it's easy to jump up on stage for one night and have a bit of a party or whatever and do your thing, but then it's kind of makes you think more about what you want to get out of it when you're doing it every day and having to think about it, you know, having to live it over and over again. Yeah, but touring's been nice. Like, the shows have been really good this time. Like, we've just met lots of lovely people through Europe. Yeah.
Now, currently, it seems like your trajectory as a band, you're kind of on the way up. And, I mean, where would you like this to take you? Where do you see yourself?
I don't know. I don't really think of it as a trajectory in that sense. It's funny coming from Australia, I guess, to Europe, because it does seem like the story you get a lot is that you're trying to make it in a different country or in a different part of the world. But I think because we've all sort of got different interests and we've all come from different places, it just feels like the creative part of it is what is, you know, the main focus. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like the band could end any day, really, because if anyone, you know, it's like you could start, you know, wanting to do something else and your interests might go somewhere else. So I think mostly for me it's just about wanting to express where I'm at the moment lyrically and, you know, get on stage and kind of express those ideas and just to write songs with the other guys, and and that's enough. I think it's kind of probably better not to overthink it too much.
Sure. Now, we did ask our listeners to send us some questions, and a few quick-fire questions for you, including, how do you take your coffee?
Long and black, which is very embarrassing when you get to Europe because you have to ask for Americanos all of the time. Yeah.
We've got another question about, as an Aussie, what do you think about the British?
Oh, what's wrong with the British? I like the British. Yeah, I don't know. We've played some good shows there. London's always really good for us, actually. Like, yeah, it's always a bit of a party afterwards, and it's a really nice time. Yeah.
And what's one location where you haven't yet played, but you would like to play?
Barcelona is definitely one of them. I'd like to see more of Spain, and yeah, I'm not sure. I think like Europe has been really nice for us. It'd be nice just to explore more of Europe. I'd love to get over to Eastern Europe as well. See, yeah, I think that would be fun to play some small shows over there to whoever wants to come. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Adam, we want to say a big thank you from all of us at Barcelona City FM for our chit chat.
Thank you for having me.
And we hope you have a fantastic gig both this afternoon and tonight. We're going to be there ourselves, and have a wonderful time in Spain.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Cheers for now.